What happens when fear no longer works, and the women of Gilead stop obeying? The latest trailer for The Handmaid's Tale. Season 6, Episode 9 doesn't whisper. It screams. Blood, secrets, and fire are all rising. And June? She's no longer running. She's about to turn, face the monster, and burn it down. The world of Gilead is changing, and fast. As we enter Episode 9, the cracks are no longer just forming. They're splitting the regime apart. What once felt like an unshakable structure of power now trembles beneath the weight of secrets, lies, and quiet rebellion. We see the commanders arguing behind closed doors. Tension is thick. Whispers echo in dimly lit halls. Trust is eroding, even among the highest ranks. Power-hungry leaders are trying to control a system that's slipping from their fingers. And at the center of it, all is fear. Fear of losing control, fear of rebellion, fear of what happens when the women stop being afraid. June Osborne, once a quiet handmaid, now a storm in human form, remains the symbol of that fear. Her defiance has shaken Gilead more than any war or rebellion. Her face haunts the dreams of commanders. And in this episode, her presence grows more dangerous than ever. We catch brief glimpses in the trailer. June walking through snow-covered woods, her breath visible, her eyes sharp and cold. She's not just surviving anymore, she's preparing. Preparing for something big. Every step she takes feels calculated, like she's following a silent rhythm the regime can't hear. Meanwhile, ordinary people in Gilead are beginning to stir. Marthas are seen trading glances, handmaids clench their fists tighter, and even the wives seem uneasy. This episode sets the stage for a larger storm. A rebellion that won't begin with gunfire, but with a whisper, a plan, and a spark. Thiker the tone is heavier than ever. The music in the trailer slows, then spikes. We hear Aunt Lydia scream a name. A child's cry echoes. And for the first time, the silence of Gilead feels fragile. Something is coming. Something unstoppable. She doesn't speak in this moment. She doesn't need to. The trailer shows June standing still while the world behind her burns in slow motion. Ash floats through the air like snow. Her eyes don't blink. That stillness is not fear. It's focus, precision, purpose. June is no longer trying to escape Gilead. She's trying to outthink it, break it from the inside. And her next. Move, it isn't loud. It isn't even violent. It's smart, quiet, measured, and it might be her most dangerous one yet. There's a moment in the trailer, blink and you'll miss it, where June passes a folded piece of paper to someone in a market. Her hands don't shake. Her eyes don't move. She walks away like nothing happened, but that paper could be everything. A map, a name, a date. The seed of something bigger. We also see her in a dim underground room, lit by a single hanging bulb. Around her, familiar faces from the resistance. People we thought were gone. People who never gave up. June doesn't give speeches. She doesn't raise her voice. She looks around the room, nods once, and that's enough. They trust her. They will follow. The trailer shows shadows of conflict. A flash of Nick looking torn, caught between love and loyalty. A slap across someone's face, a handmaid punished for what she didn't say, and June? She's watching, learning, planning. There's a moment where she looks into a mirror, blood on her collar, hair tied back, face hard as stone. This is not the same woman who once begged for mercy. She's not asking anymore. She's deciding. Gilead taught her how to survive, but they also taught her how to fight back. The tension rises with every frame. A gun passed under a table, a coded message carved into wood, a radio, crackling to life with a voice that simply says, "It's time." This episode marks a turning point. June is not just reacting, she's leading, and whatever she's planning, it won't be clean, it won't be safe. But it just might be the beginning of the end. It starts with a match. One spark in the dark. In the trailer, there's a haunting image. A single red cloak left behind in an alley, folded neatly, like a flag dropped after battle. Beside it, a wall scrawled in chalk with just 3 words: "We are awake." The resistance isn't coming, it's already here. And in episode 9, we finally begin to see its shape. This isn't just June's fight anymore, it's spreading, quietly, powerfully, across kitchens, markets, classrooms, through stolen glances and coded words. In Gilead, rebellion doesn't roar, it whispers. Aunt Lydia senses it first. You can see it in her face. She's rattled, uneasy. Her voice cracks in a scene where she barks orders at the handmaids, but no one moves. The room is filled with silence, not submission. Resistance now wears red robes and blank expressions. It hides in plain sight. The trailer flashes through moments that feel like puzzle pieces, urgent and fleeting. A Martha handing off a package through a doorway, a child being smuggled into a waiting van, a message stitched into the hem of a dress. These aren't random acts, they're signals. And someone, somewhere, is pulling the strings. Back in the colonies, there's a glimpse of something we haven't seen in seasons. A group of women standing together, not as prisoners, but as soldiers. Covered in dirt and scars, they look up, at the sound of a plane overhead. One of them smiles, just a little. Hope doesn't need much room to grow. Nick's face appears again, tormented, watching the fallout from the inside. His loyalty is stretched thin, his silence louder than ever. Is he the Resistance's inside man, or just another thread about to snap? The pace of the trailer quickens, gunshots echo, a radio tower falls, someone screams from behind a closed door. But the camera keeps coming back to the women, the ones walking without fear now, the ones who no longer flinch when a commander enters the room. This episode doesn't just tease a rebellion, it reveals the network, the lifelines, the coded language of survival and war, and it's all happening underneath Gilead's nose. They thought the handmaids would stay silent. They thought the wives would never betray them. They forgot one thing: oppression always plants the seed of resistance, and in episode 9, that seed starts to bloom, with fire. It only lasts 90 seconds, but it feels like war. The new trailer for The Handmaid's Tale. Season 6, Episode 9 isn't just edited for suspense, it's built like a warning, a countdown. And if you listen closely, beneath the music, beneath the whispers, there's the ticking of a clock. Fast, then faster. Something is running out, let's pull it apart. Flash 1. June, barefoot, sprinting through a hallway lit only by flickering overhead bulbs. Behind her, not guards, not eyes, but flames. Real. Ones. Is this symbolic or literal? Either way, it screams one thing: the fire has reached the inside. Flash 2. Commander Lawrence slams his fist on a desk. The camera lingers on his wedding ring. He's not yelling. He's unraveling. This is the man who once built the architecture of Gilead's cruelty. And now, even he can't control the world he helped create. That ring may mean more than marriage. It might mean allegiance. And maybe betrayal. Flash 3. A voiceover from Aunt Lydia. They must be reminded who is in control. But the visuals say otherwise. Handmaids walking in perfect formation, then breaking ranks, scattering. That's not control. That's collapse. One of the trailer's most striking shots is almost silent. A little girl drawing in the dirt, slowly, sketching what looks like wings, angel's wings, hope, freedom, childhood, untouched. But a black boot stomps down beside her and she doesn't even flinch, and then comes the gut punch. A figure is seen kneeling, hooded, surrounded by eyes. The camera never shows their face. But the voice? It's unmistakable. "Nick," he whispers. "Tell her. I chose her." And then, cut to black. This isn't just a trailer. It's a chessboard being flipped over. Every frame is packed with symbols. Birds flying in slow motion, a cracked mirror, a red ribbon wrapped around a knife. The editors want you to freeze it, rewatch it, obsess over it, and we will, but the biggest reveal, it's not a face. It's not a gun. It's resolve, the kind you see in June's stare, in Lydia's fear, in the quiet defiance of every woman shown. This isn't the moment where the story ends. It's the moment when the story decides what it wants to be. A tragedy? A rebellion? Or something altogether new, and just before the trailer ends, one final image, June, walking toward a gate. Behind her, sirens. Ahead, light, and she's not looking back.